Can you explain to me how you became like the Kanye West of Vans sneakers? Run me down
That
this
is a
whole scenario here.
uh, reference. Yeah, dude. Well, I just made a song. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. Like, I have a bunch of friends who own Yeezys, and I was like really broke at the time. And I've always worn Vans because I've just grew up skating and
Yeah.
always had Vans, and they're cheap and they're cool and
Classic shoe lasts forever. Good quality
classic
handmade.
shoe, dude. Yeah. And the rallies were like my shoe growing up. I always had them.
Mhm.
So I was having a conversation. I was like, why would you pay $200 for these shoes? They're not even that cool looking, man. They look ugly. And
Yeah.
you're really just paying that much for the name just because it's a Kanye West shoe. Like, that's crazy. And we had this whole conversation about it, mostly joking. And I was just writing to this beat one day and just decided to turn the hook into this whole thing about fuck a pair of Yeezys. I'm just rolling in these Vans. It wasn't even a shot really at Yeezys. It was more just a shot at consumerism as a whole of like,
Mhm.
this name brand Yeezy thing, you're going to pay $350 for whatever. So it just, it was a song that just kind of ended up going, kind of viral back on in the Facebook days and doing well. It's one of my biggest songs at the time. And it was maybe, I don't know, 3-4 years ago when I was playing a show. And while I'm rapping the song, someone just hands me their shoe and a marker, and I just signed their shoe and handed it back to him. And when I handed it back, there was like 5 more shoes being like catapulted at me. And so we ended up signing all of those shoes. And then there was just more and more. And we're just like, okay, maybe we should just do this at every show from now on. Cause
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. That was fun. And it just became its own monster, so to speak. And now every show that we can't play a show without
So
people
were
doing their Vans.
were they just throwing up one shoe or both pairs of shoes?
It was
Or
just
like
one
both
shoe.
one shoe.
It's mostly, most of the time just one shoe, but now it's a completely
Yeah.
different thing. People buy their own pairs of shoes that they're not wearing to just throw onto the stage for us to sign.
Yeah.
And it
I
just,
mean, that's an impressive move to want to stand with your 1 foot on a bare like venue floor. If
dude,
anyone's been
it's
to a concert
crazy.
venue,
It's
yeah,
nuts.
it's pretty unhinged to want
Yeah.
to be barefoot in any capacity. Even if I don't care if it's one socked foot on a venue floor, they don't wash those floors, folks. I don't know if you know this or not. These venues, they might mop every couple months. They're not deep cleaning that place, man. But so I commend people's punk rock attitude. I don't know
Dude,
if I could do it.
it's one of those things that if you were to like in theory try and if you were like to talk about it beforehand, like maybe we should try this, it would get shot
Yeah.
down because you'd be like, nobody's gonna do that
Right. It
ever.
has to be
Like
natural and
that's
organic.
stupid. No, well, you wouldn't think it would work, but it just
Yeah.
happens now. And when we play, dude, it's at a point where I'm like, maybe we need to slow down on this because we get so many shoes, dude. Like so many shoes. It's fucking insane.
Too many shoes.
And we used to like throw them back during changeover. We would like hand them back to
Yeah.
people, throw them back, but it got to be too crazy and it got to be too difficult to where there's too many people just saying a shoe is theirs and it wasn't or whatever it might be. So now we just throw them in like these giant boxes and we take them to the merch table so people can come
You gotta
and
come claim their shoes.
come claim their shoe because you have to at this point because
you gotta start handing out tickets. Like, here's your shoe number. Your number
Dude,
32.
herein lies like the real issue now that somebody brought to my attention. I didn't even think about because now I have my own colorway pair of Vans that we collaborated on, and so we've sold a lot of those. And someone's like, "So what are you going to do when you're on stage and every single pair is the same shoe? Like, how are you going to get it back?" And I'm like, "Yo, I did not even think about that. I have no idea."
Yeah,
That's a
cross that
problem
bridge when you come
for
to it.
future me. Yeah, exactly.